everybody and welcome, I am Bricker Boom, and today we're gonna see if I can beat the game Pokemon FireRed with only a Machamp. Machamp is a third stage Pokemon, only available by trading, and one that I've never personally been able to use. Even with the fact that I had two Game Boys, and red and blue, and yellow because I was obsessed, I always opted for Alakazam rather than trading over a Machoke or a Graveler, so eventually I want to go ahead and also do a run with Golem as well, because I've done an Alakazam one, but I don't even think I've touched a Geodude run yet. But either way, to take a quick look at Machamp overall, Beefcake is an absolute unit with an attack of 130. With an HP stat of 90, it can probably tank a couple hits, but the speed isn't great, and neither is the special attack. Good news is, we get plenty of fighting move to be able to take advantage of that stacked attack stat. Bad news, well, our special is too poor to take advantage of the few special attacks that we can take advantage of, and for the most part, our coverage in moves also isn't that great. As we grab our Machamp, we take a look at the nature, which is lonely, meaning our attack is increased, but our defense is decreased. We have the Guts ability, which is honestly best case scenario. It means whenever we have a status affliction, that we'll end up getting a boost to our attack. I could see that becoming useful somewhere around Koga's gym. No Guard isn't available till Gen 4, which could have been fun to use with some Guillotine strats, but I'll take a Guts boosted Machamp attack stat any day of the week. For this particular run, we give the rival Charmander. Given the fact that he'll be resistant to fighting moves while having a really strong special, this seemed like the hardest for us to face. For now though, we're a third stage evolution Pokemon against a first stage evolution Pokemon. It does take a few hits, but we're able to go ahead and win this battle, no problem at all. While we're doing some traveling, it's at this time I'd like to remind you to like the video and subscribe to the channel. At this point, honestly, we're just working on watch hours currently and hoping to meet some new friends while we continue the YouTube journey. People like Mobile Gaming Chronicles, Kovacs Gaming have been people that I have been introduced through doing this. So if you like my kind of content, you'll probably like some of theirs as well, so make sure to go ahead and check both of them out as well. Now, despite being a third form Pokemon, I don't really want to be sand attacked into oblivion. So we go to the forest first, rather than the additional or optional rival fight. Unfortunately, these poison types are resistant to our fighting moves, so even getting through there is proving to be a bit of a nightmare. So we make sure to level up on some wild mons first, up to level 10, and then go fight the optional rival. He starts with Pidgey, and we use Focus Energy as it uses Sand Attack, and then we take it to almost half. We miss a few too many turns, but then we do take it out. With Charmander, we end up getting a crit right off the bat, but then spend a few turns missing as we get whittled down to just a few HP before we manage to take it down. Now that we have some extra levels, well, it still takes a little bit to get through the forest, and we actually go down quite a few times. Basically, what I'm doing at this point is we just focus on the trainers without Weedle, and then double back to defeat them before going and fighting Brock, because I do want to get as much EXP as possible. I know Brock is going to be easy, but I don't know if Misty will, and that's scary to me. Brock first sends out Geodude, and we have two fighting moves to choose from, though honestly, either one of them is going to do just fine. We open with Low Kick, taking it out of one shot. After that, it's his Onix, who also goes down to a single Low Kick, winning us a pretty simple first gym battle. After that, we can go to the route to the right of us and take down some of those trainers. For the most part, it's pretty easy. Now that we have Rock Tomb and have a way to take out the poison types that we come across, and that onto the guts damage that we'll typically end up getting, it's a pretty easy curb stomp through the next portion of the game. The travel leads us through the cave where we grab, you guessed it, the Dome Fossil, the better of the two, and then head into Cerulean. Truth be told, given the fact that Misty has two special attackers, I don't know if this is going to go too well, especially because the Starmie will probably outspeed us. Either way, we go ahead, go fight Misty first as Staryu uses Harden, and we use Focus Energy. The next turn, we get a critical hit. After that, it's Starmie, and a Water Pulse takes a good chunk of damage from us as we miss. Another Water Pulse brings us below half, and we land a Mega Punch, taking it out, and a critical hit as well. Huh. I expected more of a struggle. I'm not complaining, I'm just confused. Well, rival time. The rival first starts with Pidgeotto, and we open up with Rock Tomb, a move that we'll likely keep for Agatha's ghost types. Next up is Abra, and we use Mega Punch, taking it out in one shot. Not that it could do much yet. Next up is Raticate, and he uses Quick Attack for a little damage before going down. Finally, it's Charmander, and we miss a Rock Tomb, get hit with Growl, then connect a Rock Tomb, knocking it out and winning the battle. The rest of the route from here is pretty simple, and the ship is also simple as well, for the most part. We're not going to be getting into too many battles outside of the few that are needed to get items within the ship. So far, aside from a little bit of time spent in the forest, Machamp really hasn't had to struggle too much. So after that, we can go ahead and fight the next rival, after grabbing Brick Break along the way, another very solid move for this particular Pokemon. Pidgeotto is first, and we open up with Rock Tomb, taking it down in one shot. Next up is Kadabra, and we swap to Mega Punch as it uses Disable, missing, and we take it down. Raticate is next, and we use Brick Break, taking it down. And then finally, it's Charmeleon, and we take it down in one shot, winning us a pretty simple battle overall. Alright, we go ahead, head on to Surge's gym, and without too much trouble, we're able to take on the man himself. If anyone knows any, we'll say legit cartridges that don't require the trash can puzzle, that would be pretty cool to have, just throwing that out there. Save states are fine, but they still take a few seconds. At this point, I'm gonna be honest, it's mostly just laziness. Time for who the French call Major Bob, the best name I've ever heard, and honestly, it's a one-shot sweep. We do get paralyzed off the Pikachu's static, but without triggering a full paralysis, we just now have the Guts boost and end up dominating through the rest of the battle. After that, it's time for more travel, and honestly, I think the next stretch of the game is gonna be alright. I can see Erica being a bit of an issue with poison typing, or part poison typing, I should say, and Koga will probably be an issue for the same reason, but that's why we grabbed Mega Punch. We could have learned Flamethrower or Fire Blast, but honestly, with a special stat of 65, I don't think we would have been able to see much use out of it. 65 isn't bad, especially if that is going to be your highest stat, but when your physical attack is double that, you tend to stick with whatever's going to hit hardest. Even if it is resisted, it's still probably going to do more. Let's go ahead and fight Erica, though, and see what happens. Victory Bell is first, and we open with Mega Punch, since our fighting moves will be resisted, and take it to a sliver as it paralyzes us. That's annoying to deal with, but again, we have Guts, so the next attack connects and one-shots. After that, Tangle is out and uses Ingrain, but we can take it out in one move as well. Vileplume is last, and Giga Drain does a little bit, and we miss. Another Giga Drain connects, and we connect with our punch to take it down and win the battle. As it stands, this battle, and probably most battles with Giovanni, probably won't be too difficult, but let's see how we do the first time. Did you guess a one-shot sweep? Because that's what happened. Not much to cover here. Back to the tower, and we'll see how the rival does. The rival first sends out Pidgeotto, and we open with Rock Tomb, opting for the super effective damage and take it out of one shot. Next up is Execute, and we use Mega Punch, missing, and Confusion hits us pretty hard with a crit. The next Mega Punch takes it down. Kadabra comes out, and we outspeed to one-shot it as well. As Gyarados comes out, we use Rock Tomb on it and land a one-shot. Charmeleon is next, and we use Rock Tomb on it as well, knocking it out and winning the battle. While we're traveling and doing some Safari Zone Scramble, we grab a Doduo, who will likely be in next week's challenge. I've received a few requests, one being using the birds to beat the game, and I think I'll be doing that soonish. But rather than adding a Doduo to the team, I think I'll do a Fearow and Pidgeot duo run. After looking at the moveset and the base stats, even at level 100, I don't think the Pre-Evos will be able to beat the game, even with being teamed up. Especially with Lance resisting so many moves, but I also want to make the challenge a bit harder by limiting the amount of teammates. I also received a Relicanth and Emerald request. I'm gonna go ahead, and while I'm traveling here, I'm just gonna go ahead and put up a sticky note of the requests I've received and some that I've remembered off the top of my head. For those of you that keep up with these videos or in my Discord, then you know that a couple weeks ago my computer, died. Exploded. Whatever you want to call it. I did go through the last probably 7 or 8 videos and went through the comments to make sure I grabbed as many as I could, but I am forgetful. So while we're still traveling, I'm going to give you the time to put in the comments what challenge run you want to see next. I'll be patient. Oh, right, you You came here to see me fight gym leaders. Right, okay, I can do that. Coughing is first, and we use Return, our newest move, and we can take it down in one shot. Muck is out, and we continue with our Onslaught, taking it to yellow as we get hit with Toxic, which is both good and bad. We're on a timer, but we have Guts and no accuracy drops, so we can take it out. Next out is the other Coughing, and we take it down. Finally, it's Wheezing, and we take it to a Sliver, and get hit with Smokescreen. Koga heals, we swap to Brick Break, hoping not to take it to red, but we get an unfortunate crit, something that I never thought that would actually be unfortunate, which lets Koga heal right back up, and then the poison just takes us out. The next battle, we don't get poisoned, so it goes just as well as you'd think, and that's another gym badge down. So far, Machamp is doing pretty well, and truthfully, I'm not 100% sure if Machamp would be able to clear this game. Maybe a level 100 it would be able to. The lack of moves is honestly the hardest thing about this particular run. I can deal with low stats all around if I have a decent moveset, but if my Magnemite video proved anything, it's that having a limited moveset can easily make or break a situation. But as I'm sure you can see by now, we're making our way through Silphco, and I gotta admit, now that the rival has leveled up his mons and they are mostly evolved, I am not sure if we're going to keep up. Pidgeot is out first, and we use Rock Tomb, taking it out in one shot. I am not upset about that. Execute is next, so we swap over to Return, and we take it out in one shot. Alakazam is out, and it does outspeed us now, and it sets up Calm Mind. But since it doesn't attack that turn, we take it down in one shot. Charizard comes out and hits us with Smokescreen, and we opt for the 4x weakness, taking it down with Rock Tomb. Finally, Gyarados is out, and we use Rock Tomb, taking it to yellow as Twister does a little, and then it goes down. Now that the battle is over, and I can safely say without being jinxed, I am surprised that Smokescreen did not wreck us. Let's take a look at the Giovanni fight. Now that he has some poison types, it'll be a bit more difficult, but I still feel kind of okay about it. Nidorino is first, so we use Return, taking it to one shot and getting poisoned. Yeah, at least it's not a bad poison. And now we're Angie. Return against the Nidoqueen takes it to red, and we get chipped away by the poison as we take it down. We swap to Brick Break, and we can take it down in one shot and get the level up. After that, Rhyhorn is last, so we outspeed Brick Break and take it down to win the battle. The tower was actually a lot easier than I thought, but do you think Sabrina will be just as easy? Because I'm not sure. She has speedy bonds, and our lack of speed is starting to catch up to us. Pun intended. Kadabra is first, and we outspeed using Return and taking it down in one shot. Next out is Mr. Mime, and we can take it down in one Return as well. Alakazam, her scariest, is out, and just uses Calm Mind so we can take it down in one shot. Probably should have just attacked. Venomoth is last, and we use Rock Tomb, taking it out for a pretty simple victory. I'm gonna take that and run. Time to surf and safari, thank you Beach Boys, all the way to Cinnabar. And now that we're close to the holidays, what are your plans for Thanksgiving? There should be a video dropping that day since I do upload videos on Thursdays. I might have to wait to upload the Doduo run until Thanksgiving Day, because I mean, look at him, he's not a turkey, but still, are there any turkey Pokemon? Anyway, let's fight Blaine. Growlithe is out first, so we use Brick Break, mostly for the stab damage, taking it out at one go. Ponyta's out, and we just continue with that, taking it down. Rapidash is able to connect with Fire Blast as we use Brick Break, taking it to red. Knowing he'll heal, we opt for Rock Tomb, wanting to lower the speed so it doesn't get a second attack. Then we can take it out with Brick Break. Finally, there's Arcanine, and we go for Rock Tomb again, taking it to not quite half, but we lower the speed, and Fire Blast connects. We then swap back over to Brick Break, taking it to yellow as Takedown misses, and we take it down to win the battle. 6 attempts in. Well, things are going pretty well for us, and that means we only have one gym leader to go, a rival battle, Elite Four, and that's about it. So let's go ahead and move on to this back half of the game. Giovanni first starts with Rhyhorn using Brick Break. We can take it down in one shot. Dugtrio is next, and it does outspeed us because, obviously, using Earthquake, and then we can take it down as well. Next out is Nidoqueen, and we take it to red as it uses Earthquake. Giovanni does heal, and we can take it back to red, and then he heals up again, then we can take it down. Nidoking pops out as we take it to a Sliver, Earthquake taking us to low yellow, and then it goes down. Last but not least is Rhyhorn, and we take it down, winning the battle, and taking the last badge. Now, we have a couple things that we want to do before we fight the rival, and one of those is grab a few potential held items. We have the Quick Claw, which is great, but going into this, I think 2 items can actually help us quite a bit more. The first is Leftovers, because it's going to give us some HP back, and it just makes it so we're a little bit tankier. The second option is the Macho Brace, which can actually be found in Giovanni's gym. You just have to talk to him twice, have the item finder, and you'll be able to pick it up in case you were not aware. It makes us slower, but it makes us hit like a freight train. With those items in hand and a good bit of losing, let's see how we do against the rival before the Elite Four. Pidgeotta's first and Wing Attack connects for solid enough damage, and we lower its speed, then take it down. Alakazam is out, and it does outspeed, but it only sets up Calm Mind, so we can take it down with a single return. Now, Charizard does connect with Slash, but Rock Tomb also connects and take it down in one shot. Rhyhorn is next, so we can take it down with one go. The Execute gets taken to red, and then we can take it out. After that, we trade a few attacks with Gyarados, but Leftovers are keeping us healthy enough, and then we can take it out to win the battle. After the rival is done, it's time to go through Victory Road, and more importantly, the Elite Four. I think Lorelei will be easy enough, aside from Slowbro, given it being a pretty tanky attacker. Bruno should be easy enough, though if we get slowed down by Onix, we may get Blitzkrieg that way. Then we have Agatha, who we only have Rock Tomb for, making me wish I had taken Detect, but I didn't. Shush. Then there's Lance, and well, I think we both know that'll be difficult. Final rival will probably be hit or miss, but enough about theory crafting. Let's just go ahead and see how we do against Lorelei. Lorelei first sends out Dugong, and we open up a Brick Break, taking it out of one shot. Next out is Slowbro, and we swap to Return for neutral damage, taking it to not quite half as Surf hits for solid damage. We swap to Earthquake to test damage, taking it to low yellow as it uses Yawn. Lorelei heals up as we hit it with Rock Tomb, stay asleep a few turns, and we trade attacks a bit before ultimately going down. The next attempt starts the same, including us getting put to sleep. However, this time, the entire time that we stay asleep, Slowbro doesn't actually attack, so we get back enough health and we take it down. Cloyster stalls with Protect, but we take it down easy enough. Jinx puts us to sleep and attracts us, but we get a first turn wake up, land an Earthquake, knock it out. After that, Lapras comes out and is also a one shot to go down easy. On to Bruno, and I am pained to say this, but Bruno is the one person that I cannot win against. Rock Tomb lowers our speed, and then his remaining Pokemon are able to outspeed, and since it's doing neutral damage, we eventually go down. So we do end up having to level up some before we can even try to have a halfway successful attempt. After the levels, we're able to outspeed and one-shot both of the Onix, so no lowered speed. Since our speed isn't lowered, we're able to outspeed both Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee and take both of them out. With Machamp, we can take it to red, as it uses Scary Face and the berry brings it to yellow. After that, it hits with Cross Chop, and we can take it out to win the battle. On to Agatha. Agatha starts with Gengar, and it opens with Double Team, and our Rock Tomb takes it to half. It continues double teaming rather than attacking, so we actually end up taking it out. Next out is Golbat, and we swap to Return as it uses Confuse Ray. We do smack ourselves around a bit, but honestly Leftovers are keeping us healthy enough, and then we can take it down without too much of a struggle. With Haunter, we hit it with Rock Tomb. It uses Mean Look, we're not going anywhere, and then we can take it down. With the next Gengar, we hit it, it misses, then we crit it to take it down. Last up is then Arbok, who goes down to a single Earthquake. Lance is a whole other issue, and it's not even close. As always, towards the end of these videos, after covering a decent amount of lost attempts, I get a little tired of it. I'ma just play the footage. But our attack gets lowered, most of his Pokemon outspeed, but by giving it the Quick Claw means that we don't get the passive HP back. So after some levels and another dozen or so lost attempts, we finally have this one happen. Gyarados is first and we use Return to take it down in 2 shots. Aerodactyl can hit hard with Wing Attack and even harder with Hyper Beam, but we can take it down in 2 shots. Dragonite hits us really hard, but we also managed to take it down, though by the time we do, our HP isn't great. The Dragonair goes to red, hits us to red. Lance heals up, and then we take it out with a crit. The next Dragonair paralyzes us, goes to red, but somehow we don't get stuck in that paralysis loop 1,000 times, so we can take it out for a pretty narrow victory. Final rival time. Pidgeot's first, and we can take it to red with a single shot, but we cannot take it out. From there, we needed to use Wing Attack. If it uses Sand Attack and wrecks our accuracy, we lose. If it uses Feather Dance and drops our attack 2 stages, we also lose. After that, Alakazam is next, and it uses Reflect, so we can take it to red. Psychic takes us to around half, and then we can take it out. Charizard goes to red, and we lower its speed, so next turn we outspeed it and can take it down. Executor is next, and we do a good bit of damage and get put to sleep. It uses Giga Drain, then Egg Bomb, before I get a somewhat decent wake-up turn and take it down. Rhydon is next, and we go one-shot it. And then finally, it's Gyarados, and 2 Rock Tombs do the job. This was still a pretty lucky attempt. I had done this battle probably about 15 or 16 times before actually getting the luck to line up. And as you can probably see, I did have to level up again to do that. But I hope you enjoyed this run, because I definitely did. I never get to use Pokemon like Alakazam, Golem, and Gengar, like I was saying before, especially now. But eventually I'll have to see if Machamp can clear this game, maybe Machoke. Though, after the results of this, I think we need to be close to, if not at level 100. Leftovers can help, but I typically don't use them too often. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this video. If I can finish in time, I'm going to have a Slowking video out by next week. This way Doduo can be our Thanksgiving bird Pokemon challenge. I hope you guys have a safe holiday, and if you go Black Friday shopping or Cyber Monday shopping, let me know what you plan on getting, whether it be in here or the Discord. Links, by the way, for all the people that I have mentioned are definitely going to be down below. Until next time, though, if you like the video, even if you didn't like the video, hit the like and subscribe button, because it really does help me out. And until next time, everybody, peace out!